just a fraction of what our communities will experience if Cop City is built, right? We recognize that Cop City is not being constructed so that the police can learn tactics to go after the corporations that are polluting our neighborhoods, or practicing wage theft against low-wage workers, or go against the developers that are exploiting our communities and literally forcing people out of their homes due to rising rents and property taxes. No, they're going to be learning urban warfare tactics to harass our communities, to surveil us, to prevent us from doing things like gathering here today and letting the public know what's going on. You know, it's no coincidence that they've mobilized so quickly around an issue like this, because they recognize that they need to expand their power so they can hold on to it.
The police department is using chemical weapons against unarmed, nonviolent political protesters. This is not normal. This is not normal in Atlanta. It should not be normal anywhere. Why is it happening? Well, we've seen over the past year or so, during the course of the movement against Cop City, the protest movement against Cop City, that the police have been engaging in a deliberate campaign to demonize this particular protest movement. They've made an effort in the press to associate this protest movement with fires. Even the governor got in on it at one point, calling the Stop Cop City protest movement terrorists. But I want to be clear, the people that the police are attacking with plastic bullets, with chemical weapons, as recently as yesterday, these people were not involved in threatening anybody. They were not involved in endangering anybody. They were sitting passively in trees trying to express a political position. So we can see that the Atlanta police are engaging in a clear campaign of escalation of tactics over the past year.
We need to make sure that we are asking the question, why is it okay to cut down over 100 acres of forest and that's not considered a violent act? Why is it okay to have 90% of the jails filled up with black people and that's not considered a violent act? The police have continuously used violence to push through this project. And so if we only focus on the destruction of property, but we don't focus on the destruction of people's lives, we are doing a favor for the police, but we are not talking about the real issues here about why we want to stop Cop City.
This fight will continue, and it's important for all of us to get involved, to rally around those who were arrested yesterday, to demand their release, right? To materially support the organizations and groups that are fighting against Cop City, and also to defend this community, right? Because this community has historically been victims of over-policing. There's a juvenile detention center down the street. There's just a huge apparatus of policing in this community that they're experiencing even more of, because the police have escalated their tactics against the fight to stop Cop City.
Are we going to end up in a situation where the police are murdering protesters in order to advance not public safety, but their particular political agenda in building Cop City?
We're coming to document what's happening in this public park. This public park is still accessible to the public. The police informed us that they were doing a cleanup. We will be visually witnessing what is happening.
Ma'am, you cannot come past this point, ma'am. No, you cannot come past this point. Back up.
This is a public park. We have every right to be here.
Back up.
Why are there fucking riot cops in this public park?
Well, you're trespassing right now.
This is a public park. Look at the fucking law.
Trespassing right now.
Hey, excuse me. Get back behind the barricade.
Who's trespassing us? Who's trespassing
I'm
us?
letting you know you can't be here right now.
public property. We have a right to be here.
We're gonna stop Cop City. We're gonna stop Cop City and build the world that we want to live in. Build the world that we want to live in.
I implore the fact that you're very committed to your
What's that machine
movement.
back there?
However, if you're still here
Why is the
in
park
3 to
closed?
5 minutes, you will
Why
all
is
be
the park
arrested.
closed?
I'm going to keep walking. If you're within 3 feet of me when I get to you, you will be arrested.